I honestly think these SCP games are getting better and better with each one that comes out on Steam, and this one is no exception. With a promising concept of being similar to XCOM, SCP The Expedition is doing some new things for SCP that I haven't seen before, and I'm certainly happy to see. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome to our first look at a demo for a game coming soon to Steam, made by a team, of course, trying to make an SCP game that has a bit to do with XCOM, but SCP in general has had some really great games coming out, like, for example, SCP Secret Files, and there's many other, like, kind of jump scare horror simulators, and many other games, like, for example, I think it was called SCP Containment, and I think they changed their name later on, but there's been plenty of great first-person shooter games that go for realism, such as Ready or Not or Squad, but of course against SCP-like creatures, and I'd even argue that a game like GTFO is kind of like an SCP game. Again, government facilities somewhere underground or off somewhere very vacant, and a team or an individual have to make their way through tests or trials, or in this case almost like being an Umbrella Corp level grunt going in to clean up a mess. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the story of this game will be, but it is great to see XCOM-style games getting more and more popular, or even like RTS-style games similar to like Desperados or Commandos, and this one kind of has a mix of both of them. So welcome to our first look at SCP The Expedition. We'll take a look here at the trailer for the game and jump into it. Very indie, very early, very alpha, very demo, but hey, I love showcasing games that are trying something new, and it's great to see SCP being the type of game that gets everything from, like, I don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's type jump scares to interesting narrative experiences. And so with SCP being all about weird, creepy, monstery, horror type things, it's good to see all sorts of different, games being attempted. I never thought I'd actually see an RTS/tactical turn-based shooter in this type of game. So if you're a big fan of XCOM, check it out. Let's jump in. All right, well, here we are near Red Lake. You can see our crashed Humvee in the background, or more like it's just stopped because this tree is down, and our team's going to push forward a generic group of, I was going to say survivors, but really an elite military unit that's been sent forward to deal with whatever threat is in front of them. Let's go ahead and get started. Mission tutorial for Operation Ruby Abyss, which is Red Lake in, northern Canada. All right, cool. So we're up in Canada on an expedition, giving us lots of tips about switching between our agents and, or fighters, or whatever you want to call them, and different units, or people can take squad lead, and we can click on all of them and actually give them supplies too, so we can give so-and-so a grenade or a first aid kit if we need to distribute them between the groups. So there we go. So everybody's got a first aid kit. Two of them have grenades. You can see their level and their hit points and whatnot, so that'll probably level up as we do more things with them, like combat and or just completing missions, that type of thing. Pretty good looking world, though. I gotta say, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Call to Arms, a game that is a World War II strategy game. Actually, it goes into modern times as well, but this is pretty cool so far, with the portraits reminding me a little bit of Stranded Alien Dawn. Those are pretty good portraits there of actual people, or at least, AI generated images of that. Looks like we can pick up supplies by getting close to them and pressing E. So it looks like here we have a broken down Humvee, and there we can pick up whatever that may have been. Looks like it was another grenade, so yet another one for our group. Drop here to equip. Oh, I guess Jack Davis, our squad lead, can only hold one thing, and Hank can hold 3, and Lewis can also hold 3 too. So it must be based on their levels, perhaps? No, actually, he's level 2, and Jack is level 1, so interesting. Well, anyway, let's keep pushing forward. This is as far as we can zoom in, by the way. I could zoom out about this far just to see around us, and it's probably the type of game that eventually we'll have to worry about enemy patrols, where we have to then, use this real-time section to move in between, like, patrols and security cameras and things like that. At least that's how I would use this section here, otherwise there wouldn't be really a purpose to, put in the RTS section and not really do anything. It's kind of like how it'll be in Lamplighters League as well, which is another upcoming, like, Indiana Jones meets XCOM type game. And that one looks interesting as well. So yeah, they're just telling us a little bit more information about giving each of our characters new equipment, like grenades and med kits and whatnot. Looks like that's all we can find so far. And I don't see any way to modify their guns or give them, like, different weapons. So no ways, at least at the moment, to do different attachments or different weapons or sidearm or anything like that. Or even remnants of perhaps a reload, like, for example, giving someone an extendo mag, so that way, of course, they can do more shooting and less reloading. Looks like we have a guard post here that's on fire. That's promising. And a base that looks rather temporary. You'd think a military base like this that's so important wouldn't just have little concrete barriers here, like they would actually have a some sort of a permanent wall. Alright. Well, nothing around us so far. No... Okay, wait a minute. Never mind. Now we got ourselves some, a little battlefield here. It looks like... Wow, guys' heads have exploded? Or at least they were shot. Wow, that guy doesn't look too good. But this one looks like it was dragged, perhaps? And it looks like we might have some supply here, too, on this guy. Oh, it's an actual, document. So we can get some intel out in the field. Now, this demo does hint that there's a few things to find and a few things to do. So even if we die or whatnot, I kind of just want to see what the gameplay will be like. But the demo itself does have some collectibles and objectives that I don't even know if we're made aware of. In the mission briefing, they do mention it, but there's nothing to, like, check off as we play, except for just the first goal of reaching the scientist camp. So we'll keep doing that. No way to sprint yet, it seems, either. So we'll just have to go slow and kind of push down the road. Of course, threats could be anywhere, so go ahead and go this way. We want to find a camp, but not this, like, big old wall here. Let's keep pushing. Alright. We'll head down the road. And see what we can find. Oh, looks like a giant gate, maybe? A couple of barriers, a couple of fences. Wow, that actually looks like a huge wall. This is something you'd want to keep, like a T-Rex in, if you were in Jurassic Park, that kind of thing. I'm seeing more bodies here. More vehicles. Fuel barrels. Actually, some supply up here that we can go capture. Oh, another letter. Okay. It looks like we have some biological analysis reports. Looks like some weapons here, but we can't take them, unfortunately. It looks like a health kit, maybe a couple of guns. Man, could you imagine if Project Zomboid looked like this? That would be amazing if somebody did something like that. Little pathing between the characters there. At least they'll push each other out of the way and kind of make their way to the objective that you've given them. That's cool, rather than just getting stuck. That's helpful. Looks like some more stuff here. Oh, and I can see some friendlies up there. Find out what's going on. Coordinated attack dispatch. Wait a minute. With all the Humvees and vehicles here, I think our team was possibly ambushed. All these dead guys are on our team, so these guys might not be so friendly. Can we get to cover? Oh, there's the lake right there. Opponent's turn. Oh, great. Welcome to command mode. Or combat mode, yeah. We're going to give commands in combat mode, so strategy will be key. Looks like we have different turn distances. 1, 2, 3, 4 to select options. Okay, yeah, we've been here before. We know this territory. So it looks like he'll be able to move the furthest with 6. So let's try to get as close to this guy as possible. So action points, right. So we can get up, 4 or 5 action points. In this case, we'll go 5. And see if we can maybe shoot this guy. Oh, it looks like it's going to take 2 AP to do that. But 1 to throw a grenade. Do you think it'd be easier to point and shoot the gun that he's holding rather than to pull out a grenade and throw that? Let's see the range of the grenade. Okay, well, we could probably kill these 2 over here. Goodbye. Okay, well, half. All right, let's go ahead and get our friendo here ready to go. 3 AP. Now let's check the range on this. So the weapon we want to choose it. Yeah, it basically just shows a rifle. Doesn't necessarily give us any sort of statistics on it. Could be anything. Could be an AK. It could be, who knows. Kind of hard to tell because we can't zoom in. You might be able to tell, though. It does look... I can't even tell, honestly. Let's go ahead and push over here. So we can only move within the blue. I wonder what the orange is for. Oh, that probably means that if they move past this, it'll consume too many action points in order for them to fire. So blue is move and fire, and red is just like full sprint to cover and then shoot. Okay, let's scoot over a little bit with her. Okay, we're going to try to put everybody into cover. I have no options for... Wow, that grenade throw is insane. We can basically throw almost all the way down to the lake, but when it comes to the rifle, can I shoot this guy? 60%, 78%, 66. Let's take that 78. Okay. All right. Next turn, please. Let's see how the AI responds. A little bit like a chess move, it seems. they're moving around too. Moving and shooting. And I can't actually, like, move the camera, can I? No. I'm stuck on the last character, so I can't necessarily freely move around. Okay, so now we're back to our turn. So let's go ahead and it'll take 2 AP to fire each time, so hopefully we can fire more than once. Yeah, I don't see any sort of reload mechanics, so I guess we could just keep endlessly firing until we're out of action points. Let's move up. Now 2 of these guys are already... Really, 2 of these? Oh, this has to be an official XCOM game. The fact that both of these guys missed at basically point blank. If this third guy misses, I'm going to just be blown away. Wow. All right. Yep, XCOM. XCOM is making an SCP game. All right, there we go. We finally hit him. Jeez. Well, also, some of these guys can shoot more than once, so I should keep shooting. All right, 1 down. 1 bad guy down. Another one hit there. Looks like we have 1 more action point. We could throw another grenade, but there might be more engagements later. But let's see if we can absolutely throw at the maximum range there. I think that'll only hurt that one guy. I don't want to throw a grenade unless it hurts both. So how do I skip that? Let's go to next turn and not throw a grenade. All right, so let's watch the enemy movements and see what they do. So I don't know if there's any sort of bonus to cover. It is kind of hard to tell, just based on the game feedback here. But I guess we're gonna just keep taking cover. Seems like it's a little better to be behind cover. Lewis there's a little wounded. Oh, nice, another one down. Did his head go flying? Whoa, that was crazy. And there seems to also be a little bit of film grain in this version 2 of the game. I don't see an option to change that, so if anything looks blurry or whatnot, it might just be the style that they're going for in the game. But I do like the top-down perspective. I do wish we could also get, and you know, this is just some things that I'd love to see, is of course the over-the-shoulder or the closer push-in third-person view where you can actually see over somebody's shoulder while they're taking a shot at the enemy, and then you can see if they actually, you know, go down. Or, you know, voice lines and things like that, but that'll come later. This is mostly, I think, just a technical test, but with this being SCP themed, I think this is really interesting that it's not just a, you know, out of nowhere, you know, hey, we made up all these forces and whatnot. SCP is already pretty much, you know, government weirdos doing shady things. You know, it's along the lines of Stranger Things or Black Mirror or any generic, you know, series from Netflix or, you know, HBO Max, whatever. Wow, the amount of times we've had to shoot, though. I can't believe we're only hitting like 60% of this range. This is supposed to be an elite unit, and these guys, I have a feeling these people are going to die if we get into a fight with anybody who actually can do any sort of combat. Oh, I do like, though, that it seems to be able to calculate whether or not there can be a shot behind a rock or something like that. So cover must have some sort of effect on enemy accuracy or range or something like that. Let's also see if we can heal a friend. No, okay. So you can only heal... The character can only heal themselves on their turn. That's kind of a little eh. But, alright, let's go ahead and see if we can throw a grenade. Again, this is kind of hard to see because I don't... WSD and whatnot and arrow keys don't let me see here further away. So I can only throw from this guy's perspective if I kind of like angle the camera. So I can zoom out, but it would just be nice to be able to move the camera wherever to see where I can throw this grenade. That should bring him down to just a little... Never mind! He's absolutely dead. Congratulations making it through the expedition. Oh, I did it? Oh, what the hell are these other things? Research logs, 1 out of 3. Thought I found like 2 or 3 of those. Oh, maybe that was the Chaos Insurgency? Okay, everybody leveled up. I don't know where the hell the Foundation orders are. I guess there was just a bunch of stuff hidden along the road. That just featured like, I don't know, must have just been green with data logs. So I guess it was just documents, documents, documents. So lore, lore, lore. But I would say it's a little more important to find the, just to find the, you know, like weapons or something like that. All right, there definitely is a good foundation here for a game that could be very interesting for a turn-based tactical shooter. A little rough around the edges on the combat, but again, it being an SCP game, I think these games are absolutely praised for being a format where indie devs, people getting started who love games like, like Ready or Not, or, like, for example, maybe even the more realistic, the Days of SWAT, or horror games or whatnot. Anything can be made around SCP, and I really like the whole time travel, monsters, like whatever you want to make SCP. SCP is just like, hey, abandon all of your logical reasoning and just enjoy. And I think a lot of games are that, and I hope this one is certainly one that, very short demo, but actually has some sort of interesting aspect come to it soon. It was interesting to see the lake, but I'd love to see a lot more work on this one, and I'd like to see you back on the channel for more. So if you'd like to see some more SCP games on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Smash the like button too for this small dev team, and spread the word about this one. I feel like SCP games, big and small, huge budgets and super indie, are all valuable in some sense, and you never know. We'll probably get some big games made in the future from people who have gotten started with playing SCP games, trying to make their own, and then being the next developer or a lead or producer or something of like Starfield or, I don't know, a Sims game. I mean, who knows, right? The sky's the limit. All right, thank you very much for tuning in to today's short episode on the demo. Download it for yourself today. It is free on Steam, so just search SCP The Expedition and check out other games like GTFO and other games like, for example, SCP Containment Breach, and also SCP, I think it was called Quarantine, and then eventually changed to something else. I don't know. A lot of these games are cool. But anyway, I'll see you next time. That's all for now. See you.